this edition of Manifest Wisely. I'm doing a surprise after dark reading because I was in a good mood. I the band Journey, if you're familiar with them, and the band Toto, they were playing together. Well, like separately, but together on the same bill, at a concert in my town. So I went, and it was kind of a last minute decision. It was on my radar. I wasn't sure if I was going to go or not, but it was amazing. So, I would just say, and it's like their 50th anniversary tour, okay? So, that's a long time. They're doing something right, and they still are. It was just that you just don't always expect that level of like musicianship and to be that impressed. It's like these guys could just kind of stand up there and phone it in, but they didn't. Like it was worth every dime, okay? So give Neil Sean his money, man. All right, that man, his fingers, I don't know if he's getting steroid shots in his hands or what, but he was working that guitar tonight. That was just insane. And I've seen a lot of bands. If you guys know me, you know. Okay, I mean, I've seen Mayer, I've seen Eric Clapton, Robert Cray, Eric Gales, Warren Haynes, um, just a few like pretty good guitar players, right? And this dude, I mean, 50 years. He actually said it was like 51 years, Neil Sean, okay? He said it was actually technically their 51-year anniversary. And the Arnel Pineda guy, it's his 16th year as the vocalist taking over for Steve Perry. So, of course, it's not the technical original Journey. It was just so good. So, I even got emotional, and it was like wholesome as well because it's like the songs that you grew up on, and it's just when you listen to I got emotional several times, and some things were reminding me of like my family and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like the song Lights, talking about San Francisco. I was there once with my family, so that was kind of special to me when, it just kind of made me think of some of those moments that we shared together. So anyway, so I'll continue on here and see what's going on for the collective. So, one of the last songs I played is "Wheel in the Sky," and you guys also know I am the wheel lady. I got my wheel tattoo for the Grateful Dead wheel as well, and I do love that song. So maybe some of those songs, and it just felt very wholesome. Okay, and I feel like some of what today's society, I know is right. Here we go. Is missing is some of that wholesomeness. You know what I mean? It's like not everything has to be so jaded all the time, right? We can have joy in life. It's allowed, okay? Yes, there are terrible things in the world, right? But there's also reasons to celebrate, and those things sometimes are just as much needed, okay? And just seeing a arena full of strangers, saying the same words, and like what are those words saying, and what is it representing to them, okay? So you might want to think about how symbolism affects your life. I know I like this tattoo was specifically manifested for me. Like I kept seeing when I first came in contact with the image, like on a personal basis, it was a certain year, and then I like was like, that would be, and I just kind of almost flippantly thought like, oh, that would make a cool tattoo, but then it was like, it's like maybe that's not the worst idea, okay, right? Um, so again, part of that wholesomeness of like just not just being like anti idea, not just you know what I mean. It's You know, like they're, it's an amazing concert. Of course, at concerts, sometimes people stand up or they don't, There was a time when I was standing when almost nobody was in my area. But, I don't care. Other people, they might be like, oh, no, I can't do that because nobody else is standing up. It might feel a little too uncomfortable, you know? It's just interesting things that happen. It's like in a microcosm, of course. Um, but the singer, he went around the whole end of like the lower bowl, and said hello, kind of did a little lap and stuff. So that was cool. Anywho, oh my God, you guys, look at that. Okay, if that did not impart a little hope and joy into this tarot reading, I don't know what did. Okay, so the theme songs, okay, to this reading may be by Journey, okay, and Toto too, right? Um, which they had a lot more songs that I recognize than I first, had thought about. So that was kind of fun. Because at first it's like, well, I can automatically name two. It's like Hold the Line in Africa, right? But then all these other songs, like that 99, one, it's like, oh yeah, and I grew up in a time when some of that some people might consider it like schmaltzy or, kind of 70s era, but this was like 80s, like 70s into 80s, okay? And music sounded a little bit different. Some people might even call it like yacht rock or something like that. But it's something that kind of like is soothing. Okay, so like one of my tips, 5 tips for healthy living. Tip number 5 is to find do something that brings you joy. And maybe for you, so whatever it is that, what does that look like for you here in emotional fulfillment? What does that joy and happiness look like for you? Is it family? Is it thinking of your family and good times that you had together or created together, right? Um, you know, things of that nature. Okay, we're gonna do. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of rambling, you guys. I'm just very like kind of buzzed off the whole energy of that card. It was just a very uplifting experience. Okay, and that's kind of part of why I wanted to go live for you guys too, because it's just, wanted to share some good juju. Okay. So, collective, what you're looking for, I feel like you have a picture of it already. And for some of you, I feel like you've already laid the groundwork. But what this is telling you here, and kind of like with my concert experience that I want to like impart with you today, is that yes, these things are possible. Okay. Maybe you've never had the appropriate role models to emulate such a life. Okay. Maybe you had to choose your own role models. Okay. Or just, learn by trial and error, right? Like a lot of us do, and how many of us have been told the right thing? It's like, I'm gonna try my way anyway, right? So exactly. Okay. So doing the right, and again, like doing the right thing, wanting to be, come together with people, wanting to commune with people, wanting to make other people feel good. Okay. And not like tearing down, all that, wanting all that nice stuff. Okay, that's this 10 of cups here, and it's like you're it's it's almost like a mushroom, you know what I mean, that's like growing now, and it's like it's meeting your feet, and pretty soon it's going to be like at your ankle level, and then it's like, okay, okay. Does that illustrate the point? I hope so. Anyway, all right, what's this? What is this? This is. Hey, lady. When are you gonna stop talking and tell me something else? Page of Pentacles. Okay, so you could have some folks curious about, you know, what this picture looks like to you. How serious they are about like what that picture looks like is another story, right? Because they could be like, not for me. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, that's the thing, collective, is like I feel like for a lot of you, you may have been holding this kind of dream close to your heart, literally, like close to your heart, because when you shared it before with people, it kind of got stomped on. But it's right here. Okay. So, this page energy, I wouldn't be like overly concerned about for the moment. And I'm gonna see what this message has to do with you. Okay. I mean, because it's like, I don't feel like you're going to be like taking a lot of time to explain things to this person, whoever this message is for. Okay. Seeing you encounter this, but like from their perspective, and theirs might be a, you know, like an outsider's perspective. I mean, let's be honest. Okay, sorry, my dogs are making noise. Yeah, this, so it's kind of like it's waiting to pass it on to the higher ups, you know. And okay. This is exactly, this is what this is. Wow. Okay. So collective, it's like it's like winning the lottery, right? The 10 of cups. And then the page coming around and not understanding what a lottery is, okay, of a 10 of cups, right? I mean, like, well, I don't know if I want that. It's like, well, isn't that what you've been playing for? What you've been having your hat in the ring for? You know, and it's kind of like, you know, and then it's all turns into, and also like, so again, I wouldn't over explain why you want this to, I don't know if it's can't understand or don't understand. I mean, if they don't understand, it might be because they can't. You know, they could be blocked, their third eye specifically. Yeah, this smoky quartz was it's part of the reading now. We got the crystals. You know, some people hunt these things. You know, it's like part of their hobby to collect and get gemstones. And then there's folks like me that appreciate them. So here's that. That's smoky quartz right there. Temperance. Jupiter, Sagittarius. I feel like collective, you have a very strong faith and you're very protected around these types of visualizations that you've been crafting for yourself. Okay. You know how to hold on to it without, again, like letting a page come in and, well, okay. Here's one thing that happened at the concert, right? This I just happened to look over and this lady got up and she kind of went like this a couple times, like, uh-oh, might be a little woozy. And she went to kind of go grab the railing to the stairs. I mean, we were on the floor, so I mean, it was like a long way up. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm thinking like, I hope she's not going to get another drink, right? And then all of a sudden, you see her like projectile vomiting right at the base of the stairs that like everybody is coming up and down, right, to get onto the floor from that side. So the security guard like had to like guide people around that for like, and then he ended up having to go grab a mop himself. It was like the most bizarre thing. I didn't see her again. You know what I mean? Someday love will find you, right? And it's not at it's you get no love mopping up the floor, but you know, it has to be done, right? But she definitely wasn't gonna do it. Not today. I said the guy next to me, him and his friend that just had decided to go. I was like, now we're at a concert. You know what I mean? Like this is the rock. This is part of the, you know, the seedier side of the rock and roll, right? The Fool. This is very interesting, collective, because this is a period in your heart chakra. And what I've been saying about your energy being protected, it's like people see you in this like full type of like boundless, like you can just do all sorts of magic type stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, you know how to take the risk, right? And you've done it before, okay? Somebody might feel like they wanted to take this risk with you, but they weren't sure about it. But you're like, this isn't actually a risk. Sorry, guys, real life now. This is a live, and there's no pause button here. Um, so, anyway, like I was saying, I feel like somebody sees that you have this boundless energy here. And it's because, like I mentioned before, you're manifesting things in a very protected space. And the reason you're doing, I know you're doing this, is because these things are coming true, right? And it's almost like some of these Page of Pentacles is kind of like they're looking now at what you're doing and they're like, man, where did I screw up? Because I thought I was doing better than the collective, right? You know? And I feel like for some of you, somebody may feel like they want you to like swoop in and like kind of kickstart things. But, you know, lover's leap. Look before you leap. I'm hearing try to keep it on the wholesome, but you know, it's like I gave you my wholesome speech earlier. But you know, that's just part of it, okay? That's coming through as well. All right. Yeah, the Knight of Wands, there could be some people flirting with you right now. Some people kind of telling you that, you know, they think you look good, or like, hey, you know, did you ever think about me and you together in this way, or things of that nature, right? Maybe you're dating, okay? Uh, that could be part of the message that somebody's not ready to hear. Although, again, you don't need to explain yourself to a page, because you know, it's like you stopped teaching that course a while ago. Okay, you're teaching a different course now. All right. So if the page needs some assistance with it, right, they're gonna have to potentially go elsewhere. Some people are visual learners. They learn by seeing others do. Some people have to be hands-on. They have to do it themselves, okay, before they learn, right? There's all different kinds of ways, right? It doesn't mean you're locked into one way, all right? But there are different ways, okay? So if you are new, please like or subscribe to the channel. Help support the messages. I do have a donation link below as well for my PayPal, and if you are interested in a personal reading, which of course during festival season I will be out and I will have all my cards and, you know, some crystals and things like that. So I'll be able to give you a one-on-one reading if that's something that you're needing. Now, the Seven of Wands, and I do run specials and stuff too during some of those events. So if you want to like just come up and like get like a one card reading or something, you know what I mean? Like I'll do some fun stuff like that. Anyway, this Seven of Wands here, yeah, like I was mentioning before, you are very protected, okay? And people may be seeing you as protective, but it's just like you know how to exercise, like, well, you know, it's like, how are you supposed to swing this staff around, like, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to hit yourself with it. You have to make sure you have clearance, so you know you have to practice and things like that. And maybe that's something that some of these people in your life need to do, is to practice a little bit, because right now they're at this pay. It's like maybe they don't have that. I'm hearing the song, the Journey, the Faithfully song, so that might be important to somebody. Okay, since we were talking about the journey, you know, the Fool card also is, that's the start of every journey. Okay, in the tarot, in the tarot. You know, you guys, I try and not make it like so overly serious, because, you know, life can get kind of bumpy, okay? And I feel like that's just what some of the message of the music was for me tonight, and that I just really had to communicate to you guys, okay? Um, so Yeah, and you might have felt defensive before, like just saying, like, like I know that, um, that this can turn out. Like I know that things can go my way, right? And there's some people here that wanted you doubting that for some reason a little bit as well. Okay. Um, they may have even called you foolish. Okay. Perhaps to their friends, to their family, their associates, blah, blah, blah. To anyone that'll listen at the local watering hole, because what else they got to do, apparently, besides talk about your behind, right? It's like, you ever wonder about that? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing with your life that's so productive right now? Right? Well, the collective here started out with a 10 of cups. So that's what you've been focusing on. All right? Not all this other gizmo, wismo, shizbit. Right? Okay? That's not doing you for nothing. Okay? Yeah. Your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Look what happens every time. Can't make it up. I cannot make this stuff up, you guys. Big time earth energy, the abundance comes and flows to you. Flowing was in a couple of my previous reads. And it's interesting that the Four of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck as the overall energy, because the Four of Pentacles is a miserly energy. It's something about holding on. It's not letting go. It's not surrendering. It's not flowing, right? If you're like so tightly held holding these other pentacles, how can you get this one from the, I mean, you could go like here if you got the cleavage like me right now. You know what I mean? The idea, like the heavenly host, the idea would be like to put it in your hands, okay? So that might only pertain to Catholics and probably some Lutherans out there. I don't know, Methodists, maybe. Anyway. The heavenly host bit, not the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, Ace of Pentacles is for everybody, all right. As long as you're on the right side of the karmic wheel, right? And again, so this is round wheel in the sky again. Please go listen to that song. I feel like that could be really important for somebody. I'm gonna get an animal oracle card or two here to kind of reset. Since this is kind of, I'm gonna go collect my dog outside, whatever she's doing. Just gotta be in the mix, gotta be in the know. See, I think it's because it's garbage night in the neighborhood, so she likes to like be outside to hear and listen and like see what, little late night activities going on. Interesting. My security camera just sent me a notification, so maybe she was onto something there. I'm telling you, this doll, man, she's got, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't mess with the big dogs. Oh no. Wolf, Pathfinder. The Fool, also somebody who sometimes has to make their own path, has to encounter their own folly. And for some of you, you may have had a folly of the heart, it feels like, right? And you've been holding on, I feel like, to the lessons of that very tightly. And that's part of what you might need to let go. Because you're like, no, wait, I can't let go of that yet because I don't know exactly how. It's like, it's still going to be there. It still happened, right? It's not going to unhappen just because you're still holding on to it so tight. There's nothing you can, you can't undo the past, right? You can only live in the present and, perhaps contemplate the future. So this Pathfinder thing here. Anyway, really, my God, you guys, look at that. Release your past. Release your past and start a new journey. Right here. You're a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. And that was another thing about the songs tonight, is that they were love songs. And, you know, 10 of Cups, y'all. 10 of Cups. This is the path that you've been forging for yourself. Okay? So that might be part of what you're holding on to, too. Is like, because remember, like I said, you feel like it's not here, but it is. So it's like you're still holding on to this as if there's work being done, and you need that pinnacle to like for the work to be completed, but it's like the seeds have already been planted, and now the rains come, and it's like you're there now to receive. Okay. So that's part of this releasing your past and allowing, something good to come towards you, right? If you want to get a personal reading, so somebody's in the chat there, you can check out my shop link or PayPal, okay? Let's see here. What else do we have for this collective? Hawk Messenger. This is amazing. You know, I hardly ever draw this card, yet I see hawks, and I live in the Midwest, so they're very common. And I mean, I can, like, when I drive to my folks' place, which is within like an hour's drive, okay, like I can spot like 5 of them on the way, easy. You know what I mean? I've always been able to do that. One of my old project managers used to call me Eagle Eyes, because I was able to, find little mistakes. Anyway, again, this messenger here. So with this Page of Pentacles, this might be related. Hawk Messenger. Spirit, your name could be Hawk as well. I know people whose names who have gone by the name Hawk, or their last name is Hawk as well. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. So, yeah, definitely flying high. And not being so high that you're like burned, right, by the sun, right? Like, that's part of the 7 of Wands here, where you're like crafting out your space. So again, everything that you're creating is protected, and then it's going to grow abundant for you. Okay? That's why it keeps coming. It's like making it rain, honey, right? Okay? That's just what's happening right now. And it's also in a very pure form, okay? So again, if you're feeling jaded about certain situations, don't, right? Just don't, right? Like when you tell somebody, like, just tell her to calm down, right? That'll work. Like, don't worry about it. Like, what do you mean telling don't worry about it? Of course I'm gonna worry about it. That's why we're here watching this reading, right? Which, thank you, by the way. Pronghorn action. Now is the time to act. Like vaudeville style? Anyway. I live in an old vaudeville town, so yeah. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Okay. So, this kind of, yeah, maybe you have had some trial and error. Maybe you are somebody who takes risks. But again, you're also taking action here, collective. Okay. Whereas some other people have not. And I think that that's something that they admire about you. Okay. Is the message that I'm getting here. Because some of those people are just never going to be able to make that action happen. Okay. No matter how hard they want to try and emulate you. Okay. And it's not a good or bad or whatever. It's just that's this pathfinder thing here. That's their path. It's versus your path. Okay. And releasing your past and starting a new journey. That's not only releasing past things, but that includes past expectations of how it's supposed to look. Okay. Yeah. What else do we have here? The peacock vibrancy. Isn't that something? Did you guys see that? It's from the candle. You can see like a. It almost looks like it looked like my face was like melting. Black Bear Guardian, gentle and wise protector. Give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. That was a message in some of those songs as well. And they specifically did dedicate one to the armed forces, which I thought was very nice. Peacock vibrancy. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility. What if I was talking about this with the hawk? It's like, yeah. All right. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Okay. And that means like, so, some of the ways that people might be looking at you and saying, well, I want to emulate that. I want to have that, and like the band tonight, one of the things they were, boy, talking about while they were performing was, the being on the road like that is a sacrifice, right? And then they were talking about like, people in the armed forces, like how they, make sacrifices as well, for their jobs and, those types of things. Okay. So that's kind of, I feel like this practicing humility to avoid jealousy. Okay. Be grateful for life and more good things will come. Yeah. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. So, and like there was one song where I was like not in the whole arena, but in my little area, I was like the only one up dancing. Sometimes you just gotta let your freak flag fly. Freak flag fly. Try saying that on a Friday. Okay, it's only Tuesday. Actually, it's technically Wednesday. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a wish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I'm sorry for the interruption, but if you made it through this reading, please remember to like or subscribe, help support the channel, and consider donating to the channel as well. It helps support this channel and my other projects as well. So I hope to see you again soon. Until then, manifest wisely. Bye bye.